Well, something big is happening behind the scenes, and the Democrats are using ICE facilities to cover their tracks. In fact, a new agenda has been planted, one that could change everything. And the sad part is, no one is stopping them right now, not even in the Trump administration. And I'm very upset about it. But I've got a huge report to share with you today about how Democrats have a new coordinated plan, and it is about to go wild. You guys are not going to want to miss this report. I've got so much to share with you, but as a quick reminder, please make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. YouTube has been unsubbing people in mass. Give mainstream media that big friendly middle finger and subscribe to the channel, because you're only getting the truth on these alternative media networks, and give me a thumbs up. But with that, let's start first with the latest chaos from this coordinated attack by the Democrats. And I'm going to go first to this new Zero Hedge article. New York comptroller attempts to block ICE apprehension, promptly arrested. Now, this is in reference to a New York City mayor candidate. He's running for mayor. So obviously he's looking for a little propaganda and attention. And this was, of course, a political stunt that he ran. But he goes by the name of Brad Lander, in case you haven't heard of him before. But what happened? Let me show you a clip of what actually happened. Take a watch here. I want you to see right here. He is impeding ICE already by taking an illegal immigrant. That's who's next to him, an illegal immigrant who ICE was going after, and he grabs his arm and holds him to himself. In other words, this is impeding an investigation, and it is against the law.
If you're interfering with this arrest, we're going to have to arrest. Back up, guys. Back up, guys.
This is not legal to take someone without a judicial warrant.
Please don't put him in the elevator and then claim you have the warrant.
We don't have a warrant for him.
I will let go when you show me the judicial warrant. Where is it?
So show it. Let us see it. So let us see it before you take us the warrant.
Excuse me, please stay back. Stay back. No! Take it back. Take it back. Step back. Please, step back. Step back, guys. Step back.
So he asked there, he wants to see the warrant. You don't have the authority to arrest a U.S. citizen. The man was not a U.S. citizen. He was an illegal. Now, of course, Mr. Brad Lander only shows the clip of him already being arrested here. You can see it starts here. I'm not going to play the sound on this one, but it starts here, and he's already asking for a warrant. He does not show the entire first half. Why? Because he committed a literal criminal act. But there's a lot more going on that you need to be aware of. Just a quick break from my sponsor. Well, we have been told our whole lives that wrinkle creams are the easiest way for us to look younger. Well, according to Dr. Lake, who is a renowned Beverly Hills beauty expert, most of those wrinkle fixes are nothing but glorified moisturizers. In fact, Dr. Lake has recently focused his attention away from mainstream cosmetic practices, and for very good reason. Well, instead, he pursued a revolutionary anti-aging breakthrough, one that many experts say will empty the wallets of the cosmetic industry. In fact, his personal clients have dubbed this do-it-yourself technique the age rewinder method, because it takes ages off in less than 2 minutes. If you want to check it out, you can scan the code on the screen up here. I'm going to throw it up there for you. Or you can go to bhmd1.com/haven, and there's a video there. In light of this amazing breakthrough, Dr. Lake has released the step-by-step video. All you got to do is watch it. It is free, no charge to watch it, and uninterrupted, and he outlines exactly how this simple solution can be used from home. So go to bhmd1.com/haven to find out more information, or scan the code on the screen with your cell phone. With all of that, if you want more information, there's also a link in the description box below. If you're on that cell phone, click that more button. So after Brad Lander got handcuffed there, as you saw in the video, he was literally only, in custody for about 4 hours total. Then Mrs. Governor Hochul came out and basically declared the whole thing was dropped. So he literally spent 4 hours in custody, and that was the top of it. Now, here's the deal. There's been a lot more activity that's been similar from Democrats. Obviously, this is not the first one. I'm going to go through every count that has happened thus far, and I am going to tell you that it is going to intensify in the next couple of weeks, and I'm going to tell you why, and that is because there is a new plan that has been hatched, and it's absolutely chilling to the core. But just to kind of show you the law here, let's start with the law on ICE, or what's going on with ICE actually, because there's a lot of fake news out there regarding ICE saying, you know, they're going to people's houses and just friendly areas and blah, 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 and the whole 9 yards. That is not necessarily the case. Here we are on ICE. And this is out of Denver, but this is kind of like all of it. Misinformations and rumors concerning U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement's present in neighborhoods conducting enforcement operations continues to be promoted without merit by those with political agendas, aka like the Democrat you just saw, alleging that ICE is violating its sensitive location policy, are completely false. They're spreading fake news. If you scroll down a little bit, ICE makes targeted arrests every day and does not conduct raids. ICE does not need a warrant to make an arrest. Contrary to what Mr. Brad Lander was asking here, a warrant is not needed to make an arrest. So there's some of the fake news going on surrounding at least Brad's case there. But on top of that, he wasn't the only one that has pulled this stunt. In fact, just very recently, Democrat Senator in California, Alex Padilla, actually did something very similar, but this time he broke into Secretary Noem's press conference. Take a watch.
I'm Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions for the Secretary, because the fact of the matter is a half a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your heads off.
How many of our ICE agents have been doxxed for doing their duty? There you go. So here we have Mr. Padilla, a name that nobody has really heard of before until now, surprisingly so. But anyway, he breaks in to the Democrat breaks into Kristi Noem. He has nothing signifying that he's a senator. So the ICE agents there don't really know what's going on. But the ICE agents absolutely did their job and followed protocol. As you can see, Secret Service followed protocol in Padilla incident. They followed it to the T. Had you and I done what Padilla did or Brad did, we would have immediately been detained and not let go. We would have charges against us, unlike these people who obviously are above the law and no one's really stopping them. Governor Hochul said, we're going to drop all the charges. And here we have with Padilla, there has been literally, he was released within the hour. Padilla was released within the hour and no charges were made. Nobody's really stopping them. We're allowing this political theater to happen, right? And then nothing happens. Why is that? Why is it one gets charged, the other one just gets let go and no charges are made? Why are the Republicans even allowing something like that, right? But that's the thing. This no-name senator breaks in and does that again. The Democrats are using this and all over social media. I didn't pull them all up, but if you Google his name or whatever on X or whatever, he was brought to his knees in front of Donald J. Trump and he was arrested. No, not really. He was arrested and let go. He was handcuffed and let go within the hour. Again, this is not a fair justice system. Had you and I impeded an investigation, we would have went to jail. But let's move on a little bit more. Let's go back to this little number, which I've reported on in the past. This is Representative LaMonica McCleaver, and she was one of the first, right? And I want you to notice that she actually did assault an ICE officer. Take a watch at her fist. This is just a reminder. There it is. So you can see her pushing, fist, and all of the whole 9 yards. Now, the good news is about her, I think because she punched somebody, is that there have been indictments. This is the first move I've seen in a very long time, but you can indict a ham sandwich or a freaking pickle for that matter. There is no, it's very easy to do. And so she's had indicted and faces up to 17 years in prison there. The problem is she's still got a long way to go on all of that. So we got to wait for her appeal, her court, her pretrial hearing, and the whole 9 yards before the court goes through. But either way, that's at least sitting at a position that we like regarding that. And here, by the way, is the charges against McCleaver that were filed by UNIS attorney there, Haba, and you can see that on the screen. So one slight move in the right direction, but this could take a turn. Now, the Democrats also have been going around to ICE facilities trying to get into them, claiming their congressional privilege or they're privilege to view. The problem is they have to make an appointment, and they're not doing that. So they're doing all this for a political stunt and a political gain. Here is Congressman Raj Krishnamurthy. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. Please don't yell at me. And Representative Jackson, right, trying to get in the South Loop ICE facility in Chicago, and they were shut down.
Because you're not allowed to be here.
Sir, are you an officer with the BI International?
I am an officer with ICE.
You're an officer with ICE?
With ICE.
You have an ID? Can we see it?
I don't have to show that to you.
You don't have to show
I'm telling you to leave. I've already identified myself. I'm an officer
Can you
with
show me a
ICE.
badge or an ID?
You're not allowed to be here. Police are coming. Okay?
What are we doing this improper, sir?
What's
Who are you?
Bye. They're purposefully trying to ignite stuff, ignite tensions. They're not the only ones. Let's go to Miss Maxine Waters.
I want to. Hello. Congresswoman.
By the way, notice all the graffiti around her.
I just came to use my congressional authority to check on things.
Ma'am, our lobby is secure right now to all visitors.
Excuse me, I need to get in.
Contact our public appeal.
I need to get in.
Bye. I just need to use my congressional authority. Do you really? You know, the good news is, despite all these actions, Donald Trump is still going up in the polls. And this is on the Daily Caller. Polls show Trump's immigration agenda is hugely popular. So there it is. Here's the deal. Something big, obviously, is happening behind the scenes, and the Democrats are using ICE facilities to cover their tracks. What is it that they're covering? Well, there's a couple of things, ready. First, this is a political game and theater. It is being done on purpose. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had like nearly 10 Democrats doing this all over the country. And there is going to be more. Mark my words. Number two, they will lose congressional seats. The more that Donald Trump gets illegal criminal aliens out of the country, which is what he's been focusing on, the more congressional seats that they could lose in their state. This is huge for the Democrats because unfortunately there's been a lot of corruption in that area, and they've been capitalizing and benefiting off of it. Now, here's another one, propaganda to get them votes for the election. They are outright lying about what is really happening with these deportations, causing mass riots and protests in the streets, calling for protests, calling for street action, and it is happening all over the country. They want a rising up, but they are literally putting out propaganda because they want more votes and lying about anything and everything, saying people are being, kids are being sent to Mexico or whatever country, and Donald Trump ripped them away from, father when mother, had to take the baby or whatever. Just making things up and showing illegal immigrants, doesn't matter if they're criminal or not. Take Abrego Garcia, who was a literal human trafficker or suspected human trafficker, right? I believe he's in court for it. And they are literally making him like this, putting him and other criminals on literal pedestals to prove their propaganda agenda. Number three, and I kind of mixed it in with the other one, but they're encouraging people to hate Trump and paint him as a literal dictator. And they mean literal dictator. They want people to associate Donald Trump with Hitler and think they're one and the same, even though there has been no concentration camps or Donald Trump killing anyone like Hitler did. But yet this is exactly the picture they want, which, by the way, will cause more tension and strife and potentially cause more assassination attempts on the life of Donald J. Trump. Do you understand what I'm putting down? And the last thing here is trying to get the Democrats to rise up so they can start a soft internal war and hell, potentially take over, Lord willing, for the Democrats. I wish there was some other story, but they want to overthrow the system and show how bad Donald Trump is. In fact, they have been all over mainstream media calling him a freaking dictator. Take a listen to this.
To be coming out of our country, I mean, I grew up in a dictatorship. And I don't even remember ever witnessing anything like that. To have a democracy, a beacon of hope for the world to now be turned into one of the worst countries where the military are in our streets without any regard for people's constitutional rights, while our president is spending millions of dollars propping himself up like a failed dictator with a military parade. It is really shocking, and it should be a wake-up call for all Americans.
Okay, I can't stand the woman anymore. Talking about his military parade and the military presence. Donald Trump, by law, is allowed to bring in a military presence in the event of some kind of riot or uprising that cannot be quelled. He is not putting the military all over the streets like a dictator, as Ilhan Omar lies to her own base and people about what's going on. He brought it to the riots, to quell the riots, as multiple presidents have done in the past. She is comparing him to a full dictator and making him even worse than actual dictators in her own country, right? This is worse than propaganda. This is trying to start something in the country, because you have all these liberals that are scared to death, and they really are, because they actually believe the crap people like her are putting down. They're freaking the hell out. Why do you think the majority of the No Kings concert was older people? Because they're afraid they're going to lose all of their benefits because mainstream media told them. There were people literally crying on Fox News, older women saying, I'm scared for my life, I'm scared for death. I'm scared. Because people like her are saying we have akin to Hitler raising the country, who's bringing in the military all over the streets. Doesn't matter if you don't see it anywhere in your street. It's got to be there somewhere. No, absolutely not. But there is absolutely a covert agenda. It's a coordinated agenda that these Democrats are pushing. These kinds of incidents that I showed you in today's broadcast are going to explode. And they're going to wait for the Trump administration to make some mistake with some senator, and they're going to capitalize on that, and they're going to use that as their springboard to rise up. This is very concerning. I wanted to bring all of that to you. I can't wait to get your comments and concerns on this whole thing. Anyhow, with all of that, I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.